bass heads, all my YouTubers. It's your boy, the OG Soda Pop Kid, coming to you direct with another tutorial, bass head tutorial, and I'm showing you my trunk with no amps in it. No amps in the trunk, and all my subs are out too. All my 12s, all my 812s. I'm selling all of it. I'm down to only 3 subs now and 2 amps. In case any of y'all want to grab them. There was the Terra Amp MD8Ks, and those were the American Bass HD V2 Blue Basket 12s. Come spring, I'm going to rebuild come spring sometime around March. I'm thinking I want to do a whole new build for 2024. I'm thinking 6 15s and 6 amps instead of 8 12s and 8 amps. All right, the amps I'm going to get, the 12s I'm going to get, well, I'll reveal those, but the amps I'm going to get, I'm not going to reveal what amps I want. I know what amps I want. I want to experiment. There's these amps I want to try out. I'm just not mentioning it to nobody because I'm curious about them to see if they do any power, to see if I can get 8K or more out of those like I did the Terra amps. They're dual power inputs, dual grounds, dual power, Tiffany style, RCAs, yada, yada, yada. They got clip indicators on them as well. And the price is real good on those, man. So I want to try those and see what they do. So I'm going to try 6 15s and 6 of those. And with the 15s, I'm going to get more cone area. With the 12s, I had more motor force. And I was asking bass heads who I thought knew what was better for SPL numbers. Motor force or cone area. And this G-body Oldsmobile, as many systems as I ran in this car in the last 25 years. All right. Cone areas always outweigh motor force in this car. When I had 418s in here, that was over 1,000 square inches of cone area. I was doing 161.76s in it. Okay, and then I wanted to go back to 812 to see what I can do in it now. The 18s I had in here, they were the American Bass Signature Series 18s, 5,000 watts RMS, 10,000 watts max, and the most power at the time that I was given those were 5,960 watts on a burp. That was the most. So I feel if I would have gave those subs more power, I would have got more numbers. You know what I mean? So we're talking about 418s with only 4 amps, okay? So I went to 812s and 8 amps, and the highest score I got out of those was 162.03 dB, of which I got more out of them, you know, mainly probably because I had a little bit more power. I do believe I would have got 62s out of those 18s if I would have hit them with more power with only 4 amplifiers on that 190 amp hour C-Max battery. So it was the same thing. So get it, 418s, 812s, more cone area. All right, so with 6 15s is going to be more cone area than 418s were. And you're talking 6 subs versus 4, and with 6 amplifiers. Everybody was trying to debate that I would do bigger numbers because I had more speakers. No. Okay? As long as I've had this vehicle, I pretty much know that cone area outweighs motor force in this car. Motor force probably, you know, demo-wise, I don't know. Same thing. And then my parking pounds between the 18s and 812s, pretty much the same numbers. 135s, close to 136 in parking pound. So same thing. So that argument, there's no argument between that. Cone area is going to win every time in this vehicle, in this G-body Oldsmobile. All right, so I don't know about other cars, but that's that. So that's what I want to do. I just wanted y'all to know that. Y'all probably I don't know if I put up one on YouTube about me selling all of this stuff, but this is mainly for YouTube, but I am going to post it on Facebook as well. That's what I'm going to do. And another thing I'm going to mention is I'm going back to a manual water pump with the 6-inch pulley on it. Why? Belt squeal. Ever since I went to electric water pump, I started getting belt squeal. Before I had an electric water pump, I never got belt squeal. All right, and the belt squeal is getting on my nerves. The belt's a lot smaller. You know what I mean? There's a new alternator bracket on here that I designed and we put in here. All right, and everything is straight, nothing's crooked, yada, yada, yada. Still got the belt squeal. I'm tired of the belt squeal. And with the manual water pump, all right, it would get a little hotter under here, but it never would overheat. So I got the electric water pump because it moves more water per minute. And it would keep it cooler, which it did, but it wasn't no big deal. It wasn't like it was an emergency. You know what I mean? So I'm getting rid of the electric water pump. I'm going back to the manual one, man, to stop the belt squeal. And I see that I'm not the only one in car audio having that problem. I just seen a post up on Facebook with a Brand X company, Brand X Electrical. I've seen not a video, but a post up about, with an alternator showing all this belt dust all over it from belt squeal. I thought I was the only one having that problem, so I guess other people's having it as well. But I'm only having it, hopefully, because there's no extra pulley down there that's giving more surface wrap for the belt. You know what I mean? So I'm going back, and I'm going to get a flow cooler. Flow cooler makes these aluminum water pumps with this special billet aluminum impeller on them. You know what I mean? And I had a talk with that company, man. What really kills me, man, is a lot of us guys, man, like bass heads and as far as stuff like electric water pumps and all of that, a lot of those guys they have working at the front desk don't even know what the hell they're talking about. You would think they would know or have some knowledge on the equipment that they're selling. No, they're just selling the equipment. You know what I mean? And guys like us, we get out here and we test the equipment and we find out what the equipment really can do. We know more about the subs and amplifiers and water pumps and all that than the company knows itself, which is a damn shame. So I'm on the phone with Flow Cooler because I'm seeing their water pumps and seeing how they're designed and, you know, the way they designed them to move more water and all of that. And I'll call them to ask them about the water pump going in reverse rotation like it does on here with the serpentine belt setup. It goes in reverse rotation. Now I'm finding out that mainly serpentine belt water pumps are supposed to go in reverse rotation because of the serpentine belt setups. And so the last water pump I had on here, it was a manual, wasn't doing bad. It just was getting a little hotter, like 215 degrees on a 90-degree day. You know what I mean? Never overheated, never, you know, and since 2018, it never overheated. I just wanted it cooler. Plain and simple. And I was talking to the clerk for Flow Cooler, you know, thinking he can give me some input or if they can make me a water pump and have the impeller go in reverse rotation on purpose. You know what I mean? And he told me, well, you can run a water pump in reverse rotation. And he started talking this other stuff. I didn't understand what he was talking, man. And I explained to him, well, I had a regular water pump that was going in reverse rotation and never had a problem. He was trying to tell me, oh, there's going to be an issue. It might do this and do that. I was like, I already had a regular. Y'all make a special water pump. I had a regular water pump on there going in reverse rotation. It just got hotter, that's all. It just sometimes got up to 205, 210, maybe 215 degrees sometimes. And I realized he just sold the water pumps. He don't know nothing about them once again. So it was a wasted conversation, man. But I'm going back to a manual water pump with a 6-inch pulley on it for more belt wrapping surface to stop the damn squeal. Because I'm not used to all that chirping and squealing. It's getting on my nerves. All right, I'm down here. I haven't been down here lately, but I've been down here all summer long trying to stop the damn squeal. Shouldn't be doing that. And the belt's not on too tight and it's not on too loose. It's on just right. There ain't no too tight and none of that, man. It's the way it's supposed to be. So that's where we're at. With that, and last but not least, you amp and sub companies, us guys is out here competing with your equipment. I did a video about this a few years ago. All right, but I'm gonna mention this again. You companies, the guys like me and other guys, I'm gonna speak for everybody. We're out here driving from state to state, competing and winning, using your equipment, man. We need to get a better break, you know what I mean, on these prices, bro. You know what I mean? Technically, y'all should be sponsoring guys that compete, you know what I mean, and they're always winning. Between first and third place. You know what I mean? I got 742 trophies at home. You know what I mean? Driving from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to Indianapolis to Florida, all over Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee for years. No, not towing the car, driving the car. Driving this car. No towing. You know what I mean? Now, I do, you know, got a, you know, company or two, you know, like breaking the price down, you know, breaking the prices down a little bit, but then I'm like, yo, man, how about a bigger break? You know what I mean? And it's like y'all out here making stupid money, man. Y'all out here getting rich. You know what I mean? Some of y'all cats, y'all prices is ridiculous, dude. I know I'm not paying no $1,500 for no speaker, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not doing that, man, because technically it wouldn't make a bit of difference score-wise. You know, but I tell you what, the subs that I'm going to go with, I've been, you know, American-based, man. Bob's been pretty cool. You know what I mean? I'm going to try to X-Max monsters or either the Godfathers or maybe the Signatures as far as power-wise. I just needed some subs that can handle a little more power. The more power they can handle, the more you can drive them and the more air they're going to move. Period. So, you know, and I wanted to go with a 4-inch coil. So I'm probably going to try. My mind is pointing towards X-Maxes, but they're more of a street-beating sub than an SPL sub. But since they handle so much power, I might be able to get good scores SPL-wise. You know what I mean? Or it may end up being the Godfathers, which is 3,000 watts RMS, 6,000 watts max, compared to the X-Maxes at 4,000 watts RMS and 8,500 watts max. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm pushing towards. You know what I mean? Probably with a top port versus a side port. I can get more port area with a top port than the side port. But I don't really think it's going to make a bit of difference, man. You know what I mean? That was another argument I've been going through with people for years. Top port versus side port in this car. Numbers always did the same thing. Always. Always, man. It's probably just the design of the car, the cabin of this vehicle, that the numbers always seem to be the same, either top or side. Parking pound or burping. Same thing, man. You just can't argue. It's no argument. I already tried it. 25 years of this, man. So, that's the end of that. But there's some other little tricks that I'm thinking about doing, man. I'm thinking about doing the dash over. The dashboard and changing some things. You know what I mean? I am thinking about putting plexiglass in front of the front windshield. I am thinking about doing that. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about doing that. So that's what am I picking with here? Yeah, that's a thought. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking about making this plexiglass here on the side thicker too. So I got some stuff in the works. I got some framework I got to get done on the rear of this thing, on the passenger side. All right, I need to get new door pins in this door. The doggone bushings came out of the door pin, so we're going to try something else, man. You know, it's probably going to be stronger than what we tried before. So I got some stuff in the works. You know what I mean? In case I change my mind about competing at all. So I got some stuff in the works here. Along with painting that alternator bracket, pulling it off and painting it. So that's all gonna happen when it happens, people. So the Pop Kid, the OG, coming to you direct. All right, we'll be starting a new build this spring. Trying to get my numbers up, and hopefully I can go to World Finals next year. All right, because I haven't been to Mecca World Finals or any World Finals since 2015. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Peace, people.